Good clubs, Golden State and San Antonio. Nice pass, and Adams with the slam.
You'll see that LeBron is that weak side low guy.
There's a player in the NBA right now who isn't dropping 30 a night, who isn't dazzling with step backs or ankle breakers, and yet he's quietly becoming one of the most disruptive forces in the entire league. And most teams still don't have an answer for him. That man is Steven Adams, the rugged big man now anchored in Houston, a player who has turned something as simple as rebounding into an art form that leaves opponents dumbfounded. The Rockets didn't just gamble when they gave him a 3-year, $39 million guaranteed extension. They made a statement that toughness still matters in a league obsessed with flash. Despite modest box score numbers, Adams leads the NBA in offensive rebounding per game, gobbling up second-chance opportunity after second-chance opportunity and forcing coaches to rethink how they value rebounding in the modern era. What once felt like a quirky veteran role has become a backbone for a Rockets squad climbing the standings, and the league is still scrambling to figure out how to slow down a player who doesn't need buckets to win games. What makes Steven Adams nearly impossible to handle is how he controls the glass. Opponents plan for him, they double-team him, they try to box him out with size and strength, and yet he still finds a way to grab offensive rebounds at an elite rate. Through the first month of the season, Adams is averaging 4.7 offensive boards per game, ranking him in the top 5 in the league. And every one of those boards translates into fast break opportunities or second chance points for Houston. His timing is impeccable. He positions himself perfectly, reads the trajectory of the ball before anyone else, and uses his sheer physicality to secure space in traffic that would crush most other big men. Coaches are having to adjust their schemes mid-game, sending extra help, rotating defenders, even sacrificing shooters to try to limit his influence. And yet, week after week, Adams continues to dominate in the paint. This isn't just rebounding, it's control of the flow of the game, a subtle but devastating weapon that leaves opponents scrambling and commentators scratching their heads. Offense starts with possession, but Steven Adams ensures opponents rarely get comfortable once he's on the floor. His defensive presence is more than just shot blocking. It's the intimidation factor, the way he anchors the paint while simultaneously drawing attention away from shooters on the perimeter. Adams is averaging 1.2 blocks per game and altering countless more shots just by being in the right position at the right time. Guards and wings hesitate when driving into the lane, centers second-guess their roles, and even veteran scorers find themselves off balance under his watch. But here's the thing, Adams doesn't need highlight reel blocks to make a difference. It's the small things, the weak side rotations, the boxing out, the subtle nudges that throw off timing, that make him a nightmare for teams scheming against him. Houston's opponents are forced into low percentage shots and rush decisions, and often, the Rockets capitalize immediately, turning defensive dominance into transition points that swing games. Adams isn't just defending, he's dictating how teams attack the basket, and the league is still trying to figure out a blueprint to handle it. What separates Steven Adams from most big men in the league isn't just skill or timing, it's his ironclad durability and raw physicality. At 6'11" and 265 pounds, Adams moves with the agility of a player far lighter than his frame, bulldozing through screens, setting punishing picks, and crashing the boards with relentless energy. Even after years in the league and countless collisions in the paint, he's missed only a handful of games recently, a testament to his conditioning and resilience. Teams try to wear him down with double teams and repeated drives into the paint, but Adams absorbs the punishment and keeps coming back, seemingly immune to fatigue. Opponents who rely on outlasting him quickly realize they're playing a long game they cannot win. Adams doesn't just compete physically, he sets the tone for the Rockets, demanding toughness from teammates and exploiting every lapse in opponent intensity. The league has built around skill, shooting, and pace, but Adams reminds everyone that raw power, effort, and physical dominance still shape outcomes in ways analytics can't always quantify. Steven Adams isn't just a rebounder and defensive anchor. He's quietly a master facilitator for the Rockets' offense. Every screen he sets is calculated, designed to create space not just for the ball handler, but for shooters on the weak side. His passing ability often goes unnoticed. Adams averages 2.1 assists per game, and many of those are the kind that make highlight reels for teammates rather than himself. When he catches the ball in the post, defenders collapse, and Adams consistently finds cutters or shooters in rhythm, turning defensive overplays into easy buckets. His presence allows Houston's guards to operate with more freedom, knowing Adams is creating angles, spacing, and open opportunities. Even without dominating the scoring sheet, he's controlling the tempo and flow of the offense, making the Rockets' attack more efficient, unpredictable, and difficult for opponents to scheme against. Every possession seems to pass through him, not for glory, but for function. And that's why so many teams are still searching for a counter. Coaches are scheming, sending double teams, switching on every pick, and crowding the paint. Yet Steven Adams still finds a way to dominate. Opponents might throw 2 defenders at him, hoping to force turnovers or push him out of position. But Adams uses his size, timing, and basketball IQ to either pass to an open teammate or finish with authority. Even when defenses collapse on him, he finds the soft spots, a subtle drop step, a pivot to the rim, or an outlet pass that triggers fast breaks. Analysts have noticed a pattern. Teams that rely on traditional post defense fail miserably against him because Adams doesn't play by standard equations. He's patient, reads defensive rotations like a chessboard, and forces coaches to adapt in real time. And it's not just skill, it's the confidence and physicality he brings that makes every defensive adjustment almost meaningless. Steven Adams is more than a force on the court. He's a mentor, an enforcer of culture for the Rockets' young roster. His presence demands accountability. Players know that every missed box out, every lack of effort in transition, or every half-hearted defensive rotation will be noticed. Adams' approach to practice, toughness, and mental focus sets a tone that the Rockets' coaches leverage to elevate the entire team. Rookies and young wings learn from him in real time, picking up techniques for positioning, timing, and physicality that go beyond textbooks. This culture of toughness and intelligence is infectious, turning a team full of potential into a squad that executes consistently on both ends. Simply put, Adams doesn't just win games himself, he makes everyone around him better, instilling a professionalism and resilience that opponents can't counter, no matter how talented they are. This season, Steven Adams has already made headlines with performances that defy expectations for a traditional big man. In the Rockets' last 5 games, he's averaged 12 points, 13 rebounds, and 2.5 assists, dominating both ends of the floor. Against Denver, he grabbed 18 rebounds, including 7 offensive boards that led directly to second-chance points. In another matchup versus Phoenix, Adams not only posted a double-double, but also recorded 4 blocks and several hustle plays that didn't appear on the stat sheet. Tipping passes, cutting off driving lanes, and setting screens that freed up shooters. Analysts and commentators have started highlighting that while scoring may not always tell the story, Adams' impact is impossible to ignore. The Rockets' net rating with him on the court is a whopping plus 9.5, compared to minus 2.1 without him. Every team he faces is learning the hard way that traditional box score stats underestimate the ways he changes the game. Steven Adams' presence on the floor doesn't just impact the paint, it forces opponents to rethink entire defensive schemes. Guards hesitate to attack the rim, wings are pulled into help positions, and opposing centers must decide between contesting Adams or protecting the basket from shooters. This creates mismatches that the Rockets exploit relentlessly. Adams screens with purpose, rolls to the rim with timing, and can even pop out for mid-range shots when defenders overcommit. His ability to read rotations and adjust in real time makes Houston's offense unpredictable. He's not just a static post player, he's a central hub that manipulates spacing and ball movement. Teams that attempt to switch every pick find themselves caught in Adams' web, leaving shooters open or mismatched defenders trying to cover more ground than they can handle. Simply put, the man bends the floor to his will, and no defensive game plan has consistently neutralized it. One of Adams' underrated strengths is the way he makes everyone around him better. His timing and awareness create lanes for guards to attack, whether it's opening up pick-and-roll opportunities or drawing help defenders away from shooters. With Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr., Adams' screens aren't just physical barriers, they're precision tools that dictate the flow of the offense. He anticipates movement, sets picks at the perfect angle, and rolls or pops in a way that keeps defenses guessing. Wings like Green thrive because Adams can absorb contact, maintain spacing, and deliver the ball in rhythm for quick shots or drives. It's not flashy, but it's incredibly effective. Every possession seems to revolve around his understanding of spacing, timing, and angles, giving the Rockets' offense a cohesion that few teams can replicate. On defense, Steven Adams is an absolute nightmare for opponents. Standing 6 feet 11 inches with a sturdy frame, he anchors the paint while still moving with agility that surprises faster guards. His timing on shot contests and blocks is impeccable, often forcing rush decisions or turnovers without leaving the perimeter exposed. Adams' understanding of angles allows him to cut off driving lanes, effectively guiding offensive players into traps or away from high-percentage areas. He also excels at defensive rotations, helping teammates cover weak spots without sacrificing his own rim protection. Even against elite centers, Adams consistently wins battles in the post, securing rebounds and immediately converting them into fast break opportunities. The combination of physicality, intelligence, and anticipation makes him a defensive linchpin the NBA simply doesn't have an answer for. Opponents are forced to rethink their entire offensive strategy whenever he's on the court. Steven Adams isn't just a force on the court, he's a glue guy in the locker room. His presence sets the tone for intensity, professionalism, and accountability, making teammates elevate their game. Younger players look to him for guidance on positioning, rebounding, and navigating the physicality of the NBA. Adams leads by example, whether it's diving for loose balls, communicating on defense, or maintaining composure in high-pressure moments. Coaches often highlight that his energy is contagious, practices run harder, rotations are sharper, and the team's mentality shifts simply because Adams is on the roster. Opponents may underestimate him at first glance, but his influence off the court translates directly into on-court results, creating a culture where discipline, toughness, and smart basketball become the norm rather than the exception. In the past month, Adams has stepped up in critical moments, proving his leadership isn't just talk. Against the Clippers, he dominated the boards with 16 rebounds, directing teammates to box out and secure possession after every missed shot. In a tight battle with the Warriors, he delivered crucial screen rolls and smart passes in the final 2 minutes, keeping the offense fluid when the game hung in the balance. Adams' calm demeanor in crunch time has allowed the Rockets to execute high-pressure plays with precision, and younger players visibly follow his cues. Beyond stats, his presence reassures teammates, letting them focus on their roles while he absorbs the defensive pressure. It's these moments, the hustle plays, the communication, the unselfish passes, that define him as both a leader and a player the NBA struggles to contain. Every team facing Steven Adams knows they have to game plan differently. They double team him in the post, front him at the rim, and send help defenders from weak side rotations. Some teams even adjust their guards' attack angles to prevent him from setting perfect screens or rolling to the basket. Yet, Adams adapts in real time. He reads defensive rotations instantly, delivers crisp passes to cutters, and uses his body to create space, turning pressure into opportunity. Even the NBA's top centers find themselves outmaneuvered or caught in mismatches, as Adams manipulates angles and positioning with precision. No matter the strategy, traps, hedges, or switch-heavy defenses, he forces adjustments mid-possession, leaving coaches scrambling to find an answer. Simply put, the league's conventional tactics struggle to contain a player who can dominate physically, mentally, and strategically all at once. Steven Adams is redefining what a pick-and-roll big can do in today's NBA. When he sets a screen, defenders are forced to choose: fight through his massive frame, switch, or risk leaving shooters wide open. Adams reads the reactions instantly, deciding whether to roll hard to the rim, pop out for a mid-range jumper, or kick the ball to an open perimeter player. His timing is flawless, and his chemistry with guards maximizes spacing and efficiency. Rockets' plays often feel choreographed around Adams' reads. The entire offense flows because he can manipulate defenders without ever needing to dominate the ball. Even elite defenders struggle to anticipate his choices, and analytics show that possessions involving Adams in pick and rolls result in higher shooting percentages and more points per play than almost any other big in the league. He's not just a screen setter, he's a strategic playmaker embedded into every play. Rebounding is where Steven Adams' physicality and basketball IQ meet in perfect harmony. On both ends, he controls the glass, snatching offensive boards to extend possessions and defensive boards to end opponents' runs. His timing and positioning are impeccable, often outmaneuvering taller or more athletic players. Each rebound becomes an opportunity, an outlet pass to ignite the fast break, a reset for a structured offense, or a clutch possession in crunch time. Houston's scoring efficiency skyrockets whenever Adams crashes the boards, and opponents quickly realize that losing a single rebound to him can swing momentum. Beyond stats, it's the psychological edge. Teams adjust their shots, hesitate on drives, and sometimes overcommit, all because Adams dominates the paint with consistency and intelligence. Steven Adams isn't just another big man in the league. He's a force that forces adjustments, reshapes offenses, and dictates the rhythm of games. From leadership to pick-and-roll mastery, defensive control to rebounding dominance, the NBA still hasn't found a formula to contain him. Every possession feels like a chess match where Adams always seems a move ahead. As Houston continues to leverage his unique skill set, one thing is clear: the league better start taking notes, because Steven Adams is rewriting the blueprint of what a modern big can do. Hit that like if you think Adams is unstoppable, and subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into NBA chaos.